Good morning, or whenever you're watching this. This is a check-in for lesson 2. So today is the lesson on breathing and the anchor. And again, what we're doing though is really just trying to help them to notice when they're distracted. So I love to explain the anchor as the boat analogy. So every time we use our anchor, it's just like a boat, how it helps a boat to stay in place. And we do this, our mind is constantly floating away, just like a boat will float away if it doesn't have an anchor. So we want to notice all the times that our mind starts to float away and get distracted from noises, from someone coming into the room, from our belly, from someone else, from our own thoughts, and just start to bring our attention back to one of our anchors. The anchor lesson is really the basis for all our other lessons. But in this beginning, it's only our second lesson, so we are still working on the basics. The basics of, again, noticing if you are distracted. So I use this prompt all the time during my lessons. I also, when we are trying the anchors out, the anchors being your belly, your chest, your nose, I will not start to practice until I see that everyone has their hands on their anchor. And I say that. I'll begin when I see that everyone has their hand on their belly anchor. We'll begin to practice when everyone has their hand on their chest or heart anchor. And again, when we practice again, when they have their hand on your nose anchor. When you're in your mindful body. We'll begin when everyone is in their mindful body. So you're always giving these prompts. Every time you see or there's a distraction that you witness, you are doing these prompts to help the kids self-correct. Same thing again. Today I worked on if when someone else was talking or I was talking, there were hands up. Remember, hands are down while we're listening. Hands down while we listen. So it just becomes this thing that happens all the time. Just notice if your hand is up when someone's talking. Hands down while we listen. The other one too, because I use name cards, so that I can get to know the kid's name. Notice if you are touching your name card. Notice if your body is moving, right? And you might be distracting someone else. So all these little cues are really good for helping them to become more self-aware. Now today also I had a child who could not sit up and was talking a lot. So I just asked him to go sit over by the assistant teacher, and with no shame, I just said it was distracting to me and to the other students, and if he could just go sit, if he couldn't make a choice to use his mindful body, I put him to the edge of the circle so that he wouldn't distract everybody. And just as long as you do that with kindness, it's fine. Right? So we need to just really take control of the classroom soon when we're in there so that the kids know what to expect. A beautiful thing today, someone said, when I practice my anchor, I feel safe. Right? So we want to create this safety container within the classroom. It's really a beautiful practice. Anything else from today's lesson? Again, just working on the basics, always asking at the end, how will this lesson, or today, how would the anchor, how can that help you outside of this lesson? When can you use the anchor to help you? Kids come up with some great answers. And then I also like to do, when I come into the classroom after we practice our first mindful breath, I like to ask, did anyone practice or use whatever tool we did last week? Did anyone practice or use that since I saw you? And just see, let a few kids share. Always important too to watch your time. So if you can position yourself where there is a clock in eye view, always good. So these are just the little tips that I'm kind of realizing as I do these lessons that might be helpful. All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.